Welcome to X1T Gaming, and together we're going to revolutionize the gaming industry. So, right now we're going to be going through more videos of actually working on our own project. I think this step of overview and stuff like that is just going to be, what is it? It's just going to be like coming up with the design, getting all the layouts and everything done, kind of all written down and put together. And then from there, that's going to be the template we're going to work off of. It's going to be kind of smart because when I get a team eventually, then when we do this first, it'll be an easy guide for everybody to kind of understand what's going on, so that if someone's going to hop on board, try to help out, figure out where to go, they know exactly where to go. I had this problem earlier because I went just straight into trying to create the game that I had to design. So the game that I have on a design, I just want like a ball that gravity's pulling it down, and then you just click it and it bounces away from the where you click the mouse. And so I actually went on this kind of like tangent or whatever, trying to find it on YouTube videos, and I couldn't find exactly the wording that I wanted. I'm pretty sure there's probably something out there on YouTube, but I couldn't find it. And then finally, I got onto Discord. I tried to ask someone what it was, what I wanted. And then when we're going through the code, I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait a minute. It looks like whenever I click on the ball, it only goes on the Y axis. And I'm like, I want it to go on the Y and the X, like in the opposite direction of where I click. And the guy's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, does that change the code? And he's like, completely. So I wasn't able to really explain myself well. So this is going to be a nice thing to learn, so that I could actually get it all down, and so that I don't have to explain myself. I could just show it and then say, this is where I'm at. So we'll just go look at, or I will go look at it. You'll just hear their voice and watch my sexy face as we go through it. So we're just going to go overview in lab 1. Okay.
Welcome to your very first lab session, where you will begin working on your own personal projects. Unlike the prototypes, where we are working on the same type of project together, in these labs, you'll be working on your own project, which will be completely different from mine. You have the great power of coming up with a unique concept for your project. But as you know, with great power comes great responsibility. You are responsible for making sure you actually finish it. You need to take the time to think through your idea and plan out how you'll get it done. So by the end of this lesson, you will have completed a design document for your project, including an outline of the concept and timeline for completing it. Here's the tricky thing about coming up with a concept for your project. On one hand, you want it to be unique and amazing and like nothing the world has ever seen. On the other hand, you want it to be complete and functional and playable. You want all of these things, but unfortunately, they're kind of at odds. Now, don't get me wrong, it is possible to create a unique, amazing project like nothing the world has ever seen that is also complete, functional, and playable, but it would just take a lot of time. And I don't mean hours or days, I mean years. And maybe not just years of your life, years of other people's lives. To make some of the console games you might have played before, it can literally take hundreds of people, thousands of hours, which means we're talking about hundreds of thousands of human hours to make some of these products. So given that, the trick here is figuring out how much time you have to dedicate to this project, then striking a balance between uniqueness and completeness to get the best possible outcome. Here are 2 tips for how you can do that. First, in this course, as you create different prototypes, you'll learn how to program a ton of awesome different features. So why not build on those features that you'll already know how to program, instead of having to figure out everything from scratch? The second thing we'll do to make sure we actually complete what we set out to do is not try to make a full-featured, production-ready, highly polished project. Instead, our goal will be to make a minimum viable product, or MVP. A minimum viable product is a version of your project that has enough features and looks good enough to satisfy early users, allowing you to get feedback for future development. So in completing this design document, recognize your time constraints, build on the features you have, and aim for an amazing minimum viable product. Now let's start creating.
Okay, so I don't think my project idea is unique at all. So hopefully we could do this pretty quickly. Okay, Unit 1, what a professional project is. Okay, so I think this might be just the exact same video. No, it's a different video.
Welcome to the lab, where you'll be working on your personal project. Now, personal projects are designed for you to work on your own with less instruction. So it's a chance to create a project that you really care about and can be really creative with to make whatever you want. They're a great opportunity to apply and solidify the skills that you learned in the lessons and in the challenges. Let's take a look at my personal project. So we've created this endless running game where we have a deer being chased by different animals and obstacles like rocks. Our screen scrolls endlessly, and the whole objective is to last as long as possible, collecting different hearts and trying to stay alive. And then we can even restart our game to try again.
So
Now, these personal projects are designed to be built on top of all of the different things that you learn from each individual unit and each individual challenge. Consider Prototype 1, where we learned how to create our first project, and we really get to learn a lot about player input that we then apply into our challenge. And so we can have our player move this vehicle around using the arrow keys to turn and to move forwards and backwards. In our second prototype, we'll get to learn about the basic gameplay to be able to create all of these animals that spawn down the scene. We even get to learn about how we can spawn obstacles and projectiles based on the player's input, and learning a little bit about collisions along the way. In our third prototype, we take our projects a little bit further using sound effects and animations to make our games really cool. Look at that jumping animation. This farmer's so excited, running through the forest, and then we can collide with these different obstacles, create this huge puff of smoke. In our fourth prototype, we'll get to learn about the different gameplay mechanics, the power-ups, increasing difficulty, so we need to avoid these enemy spheres coming at us and stay alive. Get these power-ups so that we can bump them away if we need to, and then eventually make the power-up go away, until finally we can bring all of these different parts together to be able to make a full game with really cool effects, with nice user interface to be able to set difficulty states, interact with different objects, accumulate score, and even lose the game. Now, the goal of our personal projects is all focused on two things: the completeness of our game, so how much of what we actually completed is what we intended to finish, and then the creative or applicable ways that we made our game. So how much new things did we learn or add to our game to either work really well or look really nice? And then did we apply the skills that we learned to be able to make something that's our own? Now, these two things are always in constant balance of each other, and so at some point you have to decide when your game is exactly what you wanted it to be, but also
is it good enough to share with other people? So taking a look at what I set out to do with my own personal project, I have this handy design document that helps to outline the different minimal things that I'm trying to complete, known as a minimum viable product. Now, at the end of the day, my game definitely could use a lot more work, but to see where we started off with, I wanted to create a game where the player could control a deer in a top-down style game using the arrow keys to move the player in a bunch of directions around the screen. For my gameplay, I wanted animals and obstacles to appear from the top of the screen, and the goal of the game was to avoid crashing into the different rocks or being eaten by foxes and getting bit. For the sound and effects, I wanted sound effects to happen when I bumped into other animals, if I crashed into a rock, or if I got bitten by a fox. For the particle effects, I wanted them to pop up whenever I crashed into a rock. And then I wanted to hopefully get a scrolling background to make it look like all of the animals are running really quickly. For the gameplay and the mechanics of my game, I wanted the game to progress whenever waves of foxes bit the player and attempted to attack, so that it made the game a bit more difficult to stay alive. I also wanted to put in hearts that appeared so that the player could regain their health back. In terms of what I wanted the user to experience, I wanted their lives to decrease whenever they were hit by a rock or bitten by a fox. And then at the start of the game, we'd have our "Oh dear" title screen that would appear, and our game would end when the player ran out of lives. There's even other additional features, which is the point where you can kind of stretch your ideas and your imagination to see what you can do. And so some features that I wanted to add so people would bounce off of larger animals, making it harder to control the player and avoid all the obstacles that are in our game. Now, with this minimum viable product that I wanted to complete, in the design document that we provide, there will be a timeline to help outline the things that you want to accomplish every day, every week, with the different features that you want to add to your game. So you can see in my outline, I wanted to set up my camera, and then I wanted to move the player, and then I wanted objects to spawn randomly. I added in some collisions. Eventually, I moved away from just having these primitive spheres and cubes on the scene, and I replaced them with some actual assets that I could use to make my game feel a little bit cooler. After that, I added in some of the different gameplay pieces like health and game over. After that, I polished my game up a little bit more, adding in some of those particle and sound effects, that scrolling background, and that music. And then if I was able to, I would add in different power-up objects to make the player jump or to save the high scores of all my different players. So you're trying to get to a point with your project where your game will have just enough to be fun and be enjoyable, but also give you opportunities to get feedback from other people, like your friends or your family, your teachers, your classmates, so that you can further develop this cool little project you've made and make it even better. At the end of the day, you're not trying to create the best or the flashiest project, you're just trying to make something that works really well and feels really nice to the people playing it. Now, one major thing to note for this project, there will be a lot of temptation to really go above and beyond with this project, make it look incredibly amazing, but that takes a lot of time and a lot of energy to be able to do. So don't go and try and make the biggest or the best game out of your different projects, because for now, this is just the first project. So try and stick to what you're learning, apply what you've learned in this project, and develop something that you can feel proud about at the end of the day. The only real limitation with this project is the amount of time that you have, and with enough time you could make an absolutely amazing game, but with the short amount of time that you have to create this project, make it as good as possible with the time that you have, and walk away from it feeling proud. With that, we'll move on to the next step.
Okay, so I guess we'll work on our concept right now. We'll go do this together. And of course, if you guys want to better, okay, yeah. And of course, if you guys want any feedback, share it in the comments. What we should do. Okay, so what's the date? The date is 02 February. Yes, I know we do months first for those who are in Europe. My apologies. 05, so it's going to be February the 5th, not May 2nd. I'm in Canada. And then it's 2022. But it still feels like it's 2020. it's kind of ridiculous, eh? Okay, so we'll do that. So player control, type of player. So you control a ball. It's simple as that. The whole thing is I want to have a ball. It's going to try to touch the ground. If it touches the ground, it's game over, and we just have to click the ball. And with that, clicking the ball, it's going to collect like a score. Yeah. So this is going to be top down, side view, isometric. Let's do side view. This is going to be a side view game. So let's delete this. It's a side view. So yeah, it's going to be the side view. You got the Y is going to be up and down. You got the X is going to be like this, and then we won't even use the Z. The Z will be obsolete. Okay, where user input type, it's going to be a mouse click. So left mouse click is what we're going to be doing. So you click, 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 click. Eventually, if we have time and if we could learn it, it'll be great if I could change that mouse click into like an actual thumb, like on the mobile, because I want to be making this as a mobile game, and I actually want to make this project so that it's playable, so that you guys could actually play it. You could go to the Google Play Store, download it, and go for it. So we're left mouse click, and this makes the player bounce in opposite direction. Bounce in opposite direction. So what I liked about the video for the gameplay, you guys didn't see, but there was one of the things that they're going to go through a tutorial to show you how to click on something and then it's going to explode or get destroyed, and then you're going to have like an effect. So I like how I'm going to learn how to click something to make it interact. And then what you might not have caught is that near the end of the video he said that the what was it? The deer bounces off the other deer or something like that. So if I'm going to learn how to make something bounce off an object, I'm going to have something click. I'm pretty sure with whatever videos we have here, I'll be able to learn how to make it click and bounce off the mouse as an object. Okay, so during the game, types of objects. So we're just going to have walls, types of objects that appear. So it's going to have walls on either side, but what's going to appear? Let's have like let's maybe we will have maybe drops of lava or something like that. So we'll have lava. Maybe it's a ball bounce. We'll call it don't touch the lava or something. They don't have a name for it, like lava bounce. Well, we'll figure it out. Just do lava, and where is it going to come from? I'm thinking maybe it'll come from the bottom, and maybe it will drop on the sides of the walls. So maybe to make the game more difficult, we'll get to a certain score. So now you can't use the side of the walls until you get to a certain score. So maybe I'll do like the left first, maybe I'll do the right first, switch after you get a certain while, and then maybe if you're really good at the game, we'll do both. So you have to just keep on clicking the ball without having it bounce. So the area is going to come from below. Oops, I have my caps lock on. So below, left wall, right wall. So we'll just have it pour. So now you cannot. The goal of the game is to keep the ball up as long as possible. Keep yappy. Keep yappy the ball as long as possible. Okay. Keep yappy the ball as long as possible. I have kids. That's why we say keep yappy. Will there be sound effect? There will be sound effects. Description of sound effects. Should I make a sound effect every time you touch the wall? I don't know. I feel like that would be annoying. If you click, it's like. I don't think anyone wants to hear that every time you click, or boing boing. Maybe if we have it on the sidewalls, we do want to have some sound. We want to have some sound effects. Maybe we'll have like a light sound effect for when the ball bounces off stuff. Yeah, there will be sound effects. Description of sound effects. Yeah, light sound effects for ball bouncing. Light sound for ball bounce. And then let's do lava noises. Lava noises. Particle effect. Do we want any particle effect? I wonder if we can make it where maybe we'll do the particle effect only if it like touches the lava. Yeah, let's do that. When ball touches lava. Okay. Optional. There will also be description of any other expected special effects or animations in the project. So I kind of want to do maybe like some sort of display for combos. We'll try to come up with combos for high score. High scores. Not high school, high scores. Okay, yeah. So that's what I think we'll probably do for optional if we could get there. So maybe we'll like, if you could like click the ball and then it hits the left side and then the right side before you could click it again, and then you could click it again. Maybe we'll have like an effect of some sort. Or no, there will also be just combos. Yeah, so then we'll show you a combo. Maybe you'll have like a combo type. So you could do. We'll try to figure out what kind of combos we can make, so that you can increase your high score. Yeah, but that's going to be optional. We'll leave that for near the end. As the game progresses, describe the gameplay mechanic. Okay, as the game progresses, lava will appear. Lava will appear. Making effect of gameplay mechanic. Game over if ball touches lava. Description of any other gameplay mechanic that will be in effect of the game. I can't think of anything else, so we'll just we'll just leave it at that. Maybe we should have like little lava monsters at the bottom so that it pokes up. Maybe have potentially have little lava monsters on the ground. Okay, the user interface. The score lives timer. Okay, so we'll do the score. Okay, there's going to be no time. There'll be no lives. It's a one life thing. The score will increase. Change to condition to change score whenever the ball bounces. At the start of the game, the title At the start of the game, the working title will appear. I don't get that. I don't understand that. Oh well. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that. Start of the game, the title. We'll just say start will appear. Or maybe level select. Select. Level select will appear. And the game will end when the ball touches the ground or lava. The ball touches the ground / lava / lava monsters. Yeah, any other notes of the project that you feel that were not addressed above? I feel like that's pretty much the game that we want. Maybe we'll say, oh, here we go. This is something that I want other. So what was not addressed above? I want to have unlockable levels. Different balls. So example, you get like maybe a basketball, a baseball, soccer ball, or for my European friends, football. What? Yeah, do you just call the ball the football, right? Yeah, soccer ball. Let's go volleyball. Those things bounce, and then let's do football. We'll do this so people don't get confused. American football, maybe others. Okay, so how the balls that we're going to be doing, I feel like what we're going to do, like one level and have like the size of the ball and the bounciness factor of the ball to be on a public setting. And then I'm just going to copy and paste that for the level select. And then we're just, boom, you click on those levels and you'll get a different ball. So we'll just change the size, change the shape. So maybe we'll start off with a volleyball will be number one because they're usually lighter. They're usually a good size. They're meant for hitting and bouncing. They have their bounciness. Then maybe we'll do like a soccer ball or a basketball, and then we'll have as a harder level like a baseball, which they're going to be small and hard. So it's going to be harder to click. It's going to be more dense, more likely to fall. And then if we can, we'll do a football. I think that would be really good to have the mechanic. If we're able to change the mechanics, because it has that like weird bounciness to it, so that you click and it. Yeah, if we could do that, like maybe when we get the sphere, maybe we'll be able to change it and like kind of oval it out a little bit. Look for the dimensions of what a football is. So we'll get like comparative of all these things, find out what the actual dimensions are, and then we will create them to fit for the level. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So now let's do project timeline. So I wanted to go on a 90-day challenge. So 90-day challenge. And that was on February 1st when we started. So we got February, then we got April, and then, no, sorry, February, March, and then April. So we'll do April 30th, which which is 04/30, will be our last date. That's where we're going to want to have everything completed, and then we'll split these ones up in an orderly fashion. So yeah, that might be too long, but yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do a backlog of extra features if we can to get done before that date. This one, let's see, what's 5? What's 5 divided by 90? Calculator, or should I say 90 divided by 5? 18 days. So let's say every 2 weeks. Or should I do it 6? 90 divided by 6. Because there's 6 slots. 15 days. So 2 weeks. Let's just do every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks for this one would be February. What would the 2 weeks be? February 1st to the 15th. So we want our first milestone before then. Of course, if we get this done quicker, like we don't have to be diddly-dalling. I'm just giving my time to do my first game because I'm brand new, but they might want us to do a little bit sooner than that. We might be able to do a little bit sooner than that. Okay, so this is going to be 15, and then 29, and then 12. 15, 29, and then 12. Okay, so these are going to be the dates that we want to get done. Functional features by milestone. I want ball to bounce when clicked. Boom. I feel like if we could get that done, I really don't need 3 months for everything else. Ball to bounce when clicked. Okay. And then this feature. Let's do high scores. Let's do high score. High score / combos. Or let's do in parentheses potentially combos. So we can't get combos done by that time, then yeah. Okay, let's buy this one. We want lava features. We want lava. Right? Yeah. So we want lava features on that one. And then this one we want multiple balls / level select. Okay, and then this one we want to be unlock levels. At certain high scores, and then potentially $1 to unlock everything. I don't know if we could add that. I might just give it to you for free. Might not even add ads to it, whatever. And now, feature on blocking, not a part of the minimum viable product. Okay, so let's let's do this. Not part of the minimal. So things that we want to have all complete. We want potentially ads. Potentially ads. Dependent on the people. Okay, we want to do $1 unlock all levels. And then we want to be maybe $1 each level. Maybe $1 each level. Maybe more. Maybe completely free. Okay, and then the other one will be lava monsters. Lava monsters that will appear at certain levels. Sorry for my that's why we have spell check. Okay, so yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, multiple ball / level select. Okay, let's change this one. Let's put this one into here. Right, and let's actually put it over there, because that is going to be my priority before having the $1. Let's have this one a priority before the $1, and then let's have this one also a priority before the $1. Boop, 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 boop. Oops. I don't know what I did there. Okay, boop, oops. Doom. Okay, how about I just, oops. As you see, I might need the complete months. Don't want tab. Whatever. Unlock levels. Let's make it a priority. So this one we want we want to get it. What's the word for it? We want visuals. Visuals / sound. So I want to get all the graphics done by this date. So it's going to be, that's going to be pretty much done. We want to get all this stuff. I feel like that's pretty good. 2 weeks per each one. We'll try to go through them a little bit faster. I don't want to have the full 2 weeks for each thing. So if I could get like everything done before then, that would be great. Yes. Okay. Project sketch. Okay, just edit. I can't draw on here. There's no drawing tools, is there? Paint format. Yeah, no, there's no if there is, I just don't know what it is, how to do it. Okay, boom. So we'll just won't worry about that. So pretty much a wall here, a wall here. You got ground. Think about like your cell phone. So it's kind of, I'm gonna have it kind of like on a cell phone where you got your wall on this side, you got your wall on this side, and then you got your ground over here, and then you just a ball and you just go tap 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 tap. Oops, yeah. So you just go tap tap the phone. So that's ooh. Another thing we want to add. We want to add, but we want to add it before we do the ads. We want, actually, I want to put that one before the lava monsters. I feel like it's more important to be working on, and it's going to be touchscreen. Touchscreen. So if we can't get the touchscreen done, it's going to be fine. At least we got our own computer game out first, and that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, okay, so I'm happy with that. Go into the comments. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. We'll look at the other stuff another day. Tomorrow, I'm going to quickly go look through all these projects. So let's go mark step as complete. So got review design doc examples. Now that we have some idea of what a personal project is, let's look a couple examples. Ooh, that's bad English. Okay, click on the link to open up a new project doc as either a Google copy or Word or PDF. Think through how you will fill out the design for each doc for other games. Okay, how many minutes is this one? It's 7 minutes. I think they're just going to go through their. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly. Skip. Actually, I could just show transcript.
Of my project.
Now, you can find a link to the example design document below this video.
And now you can see in
Yeah, so basically he's just going to show you how to go through all the stuff, which we just did.
any other additional features.
Yeah, so we don't need to watch all this stuff because we just went through it. Yeah, okay. Mark as complete. Yeah, so, and then complete your project concept version 1. Now that you've seen some examples, let's try to come up with our own project concepts. Add your name and date in the top right corner. Fill the blanks for your project concept. Share the project concept with someone else to make sure it makes sense to them. Okay. Hey, part of the project is I'm supposed to share the project concept with someone else to make sure it makes sense to them. Can you come and see if it makes sense to you? I'll turn the camera off. But like I will still live stream. They'll look at the project. It's just that they won't be able to see you. But I'll have the mic on and stuff like that. Still live streaming. Okay, love you. Bye. Okay, so I got my wife coming. She's going to be the one to double check this. And so we're just going to have this concept. Unless she's okay with you guys seeing her. Okay, so as you see, this is what it shows. It's just showing the project design. You don't see the camera. So I can make it different things like this. So you have just a camera, you have the camera and the screen, and I made it so you have just the screen. Okay, so you could read just right here. This you control, so I can control ball in the side view for the game, and you use your left mouse click, and it makes the ball bounce in opposite direction.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Player control left mouse click and bounce in opposite direction. Opposite to what?
To the mouse click.
Okay. So left mouse click goes right.
So if I have the ball, so here, let's look at this O right here. If I click on this side of the ball, it's going to bounce this way. If I click on this side of the ball, it's going to bounce this way. If I click on this side of the ball, it's going to bounce down this way.
You control a ball in this side view game. Why side view though?
Because you're going to have a ball like this. X and Y. You just click.
Oh, X and Y. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Left mouse click makes the player. Player is the ball. Or
Yeah.
The player.
Yeah. Player control.
Okay.
You
Then,
control
yeah, that
them.
makes sense.
Okay. So during the game, lava will appear from below, left wall, and right wall.
That doesn't say below. That says bellow.
I'm having brain fart. How do you spell it?
B-E-L-O-W. It's okay.
Don't worry, everyone. The whole world's seeing my bad spelling.
No worries. Okay, and the goal of the game is to keepy uppy the ball. Keepy uppy the ball. Are you for real saying keepy uppy the ball?
Yes.
Why don't you just say keep up the ball as long as
Because
possible?
this is funny.
Okay. Keepy uppy the ball as long as possible.
Does that make sense?
Yes. It's like kick-ups.
Yeah.
Okay. There will be sound effects, light sound for ball bounce / lava noises, and particle effects when ball touches lava. Yeah, okay, explosion. Optional. There will also be combos for high scores. Oh, cool. Yeah. As the game progresses, lava will appear. Yeah, making it game over if ball touches lava. Yes. Optional. There will also be potentially lava monsters on the ground. Cool. The score will increase whenever ball bounces. At start of game title, level select will appear, and game will end when ball touches ground lava monsters. Unlockable levels, different balls, basketball, baseball, soccer, American football, maybe others.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Sweet. So this is my timeline for the whole thing. So I said for the 90-day journey, this is going to be the last day. So I decided to do 2 weeks increments.
Really?
Well, yeah. Well, I'll be hopefully done before
I
then,
was gonna say I think you could do this a lot.
Right.
before
but yeah, the goal is 90 days journey to learn and make a game.
then.
Okay, so I have 10 more days to learn how to make this ball bounce click, and I've been trying already for a couple weeks.
Couple weeks. What are you talking about? You've been doing this for 1 week.
Well, before I started wait, was I streaming
No,
my YouTube stuff, or did I just stream this right away?
doing this right away. It's been a week.
No, yeah, I mean the this one right here, the Learn Unity. Has it been a week of Learn Unity, or has it been a week
no,
of?
it hasn't even been a week of Learn Unity. It's been a week of streaming.
Okay, so my time
3
frame,
days of Unity.
my time frame is not the greatest thought, but
Whatever. It's
Okay.
definitely achievable. I think you should set your bar a little higher, but
yeah. Well, the thing is, I got all of this stuff to make the game actually work, and then these are like, if I have time to get all these stuff done.
don't forget we are going to be moving soon. Like in that kind of time frame, we kind of got to consider like getting that done faster.
No, we're going to be moving, not in April. It's April, the end of April. Won't be moving in April. We'll probably be moving earliest May.
But possession is on the 26th.
Yeah, but they might need time. Remember?
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is before we move. Okay. So I think I'm going to end my stream there. Do you want to say hello?
I thought I already did. I
No,
thought I
like
already
I'm
had.
going to go on camera.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Okay, there we go. So, what I said makes sense. What I wrote here makes sense. Except for the beginning part. I had to explain that, but now it makes sense. Leave in the comments. Doesn't make sense. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be the end of this stream. Actually, wait, it's not the end of the stream, because share the concert with someone. Boom, mark step as complete. Okay, complete your project timeline. Boom, mark step as complete. We already did that. I think I just did the whole thing without watching any of the videos. Complete your MVP sketch. Help visualize our minimum. It's always helpful to have a sketch. Okay. I need to have a sketch. And then a recap. Okay, we gotta watch the sketch. See how it goes. It's 5 minutes long. I'll do a quick sketch. Because maybe he'll teach me how to make it actually work in the thing.
Now, we've outlined our ideas through our project concept. We've given ourselves a timeline of what we're trying to accomplish. Now, we're going to put our ideas down on paper through a sketch. Now, the sketch will help us really visualize and imagine what our MVP, our minimum viable product of our game, will look like. This is just a way to help imagine all the different things that are happening. So, for example, I have that background scrolling that I wanted to do.
Okay, I want to actually see him making the sketch.
So, to help understand what we're
Okay, so we go to how to make the sketch. I went
for a lot of our basic mechanics especially. A really helpful thing with the sketch is if you put it in front of another person to review and take a look at, and then you put your game in front of them, it should line up pretty nicely with what they expect is trying to happen in your game. So, to help understand what we're trying to accomplish, I'll create my own simple little sketch. Remember, it's not supposed to be very complex or complicated, just supposed to show the basic ideas of what we're trying to do. So if I select one of these shapes, so I'll use this circle.
He just skipped somewhere and I have no idea. It's just trying to let me edit on this. So he's on some other program. He's not on the window dock. Okay. Yeah. No, but what if I do paint like this? Yeah, no, I can't figure it out. If you guys can help me figure it out, I'm just going to cheat on this one. Mark step as complete. I showed you guys. Recap, mark step is complete. Boom. Professional skills, level 1, 10 XP. Got 240 more XP for the level up. Oh. Yeah. Okay, oh, it's going to be a quiz. 15-minute quiz 1. Oh, man, do we want to do the quiz right now? It's just 15 minutes. No, I gotta stop. An hour a day will be fine. Wait, so you got quiz number 1. Correct answers needed to pass is 1. You can retake it as many times as you want. To calculate your score, submit. Let's just do this quiz. Let's just do this quiz. Together. Boom. Okay, here's question 1. Okay, which Unity window contains a list of all the game objects currently in your scene? Which Unity window contains a list of all the game objects currently in your scene? Not the scene view, not the project window. I think it's the hierarchy. Okay, true or false? Visual Studio is not part of Unity. You can use a different code editor to edit your C# script if you want to. True. Question 3. What best describes the difference between the image below, where the car in the second image is further along the road? The second car's Z location value is higher than the first car. Its second car's Z location is higher than the first car. Question flow. In what order do you put these words when you are declaring a new variable? Oh, I don't know what these. Oh, this is good. So we got access modifier, we got data type, we got variable name and variable value. So this is the variable value, positive. This is the variable name. So we got variable name, variable value. So it's either the data type and the access modifier, or it's the access modifier and the data type. I think it's the data type. Boom. Question 5. Which of the following variables would be visible in the inspector? Would be the public float speed. Speed would be visible. Question 6. What is the possible value for the horizontal input variable? What is the possible value for horizontal input barrier? Okay, so value has to be like a number. I think it's going to be this. I don't think it goes more than 1. I think it goes like 1 to minus 1. And then you can set, yes, you can set the other thing. The other thing can be whatever it wants. So whatever the horizontal input is, it's going to be like here when you click on the thing. But usually when it's like, oh, the other thing where you can do the vector up or whatever, that could be whatever. Question 7. What is true about the following 2 lines of code? So transfer translate, vector forward, transform translate 1. Okay, they will both move an object the same distance. Maybe. They will both move an object in the same direction. No. They will both move an object along the same axis. No. They will both rotate an object but along different axes. No. They'll both move the same distance. Okay, which of the following lines of code is using standard Unity naming? Okay, so public and float are not capitalized. So A is out of the question. So all of these 40.0f are all the same. So now the question is, well, the answer is D, because B and C are exactly the same. It's funny. You gotta fix that. They should have had one of them, like, they should have had like one of the speeds small case and one of the floats a large case. So D. Question 9. Which comment would best describe the code below? So the input, access, transform, rotate, vertical, up, horizontal, input. So rotates around the y-axis based on left or right arrow keys. Okay, rotates around the z-axis based on up or down arrow keys. Horizontal, left or right, not up and down. So this one's out of the question. Oh, excuse me, I got a cough. Yeah, I had to turn my mic off. Didn't want to blast your eardrums out. Okay, rotates in an upward direction based on left and right arrow keys. Moves object up or down based on left or right arrow keys. Okay, so it does not move. It does not do the Z axis, or it doesn't do up and down. It rotates. So it either rotates on the Y axis. Yeah, no, it rotates on the Y axis. It can't say downward because, or upward, because what if up in your game was the X axis? I don't know why it would, but, or the Z axis. Because you have a top down view and it goes upward on the Z axis. But this is vector 3 up, which is up on the Y axis. Boom. If I'm wrong, please comment below. Man, there's going to be a lot of comments on this video. If you guys keep commenting on all the stuff that I'm doing. So the image below shows the preference window that allows you to change which script editing tool or IDE you want to use. Where would you click to choose an alternate code editing to? The Visual Studio. The red box. Boom. Submit answers. Let's see what we did. Okay. Oh, I got one wrong. Hey, I got one wrong. I am very impressed with myself. Which one did I get wrong? This one. What? Oh, this one, the data type. Okay, so incorrect. Variables are always declared in order. Access modifier. Boom. Okay, so this is the access modifier because you're accessing it, and then you got the data type. Okay, so I was wrong on that one, and I got all the other ones correct. I am impressed with myself. This one was an easy one because you don't do public capital. You got two answers that are the same, so people would have complained if that one of those was the right answer and they got it wrong and they would have fixed it. But yeah. Boom. Okay, so we're going to call that quits for today. But yes, I am very happy with what I've got to, because now we're on the tutorial. Well, this also looks kind of easy. Well, I don't know. We'll look at it tomorrow. Introduction to Project Management and Teamwork. It's 20 minutes long. Most jobs in the design and development world require teamwork and will use project management and planning tools to ensure successful project delivery. In this tutorial, you'll be introduced to key concepts and best practices used for project planning, production phases, project management, and working in teams. Nice. Nice. Okay, so we're going to call that quits for today. That was a lot that we went through. I'm happy. Now you guys know what my game is. If you want to rip it off, by all means. I don't think it is something that hasn't been done before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been done before, so you aren't ripping me off, you're ripping whoever I'm ripping off. But yeah. Okay, so tomorrow, yes, I'll be streaming tomorrow on Twitch, having a little bit of a break. We do it in the mornings, play a little bit of games. You get to see bad gameplay, and you don't get to see boobs. So, do you really want to watch? Yes, yes, you do. Yeah, so and every day again at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we do live YouTube learning how to code, making game projects. So it's just like an hour a day. I might start to increase those hours if you guys want to actually watch me do some of the projects. I'm going to probably on my days off work on some of the projects on my own off camera, and I'll show you probably what I did that day at the end of the day, and then we'll continue with whatever we're working on Unity. Okay, so